So we've got another show. You mean you want to do a season 2 of what we did last year? Oh, brilliant. I mean, I'm here ready to film it if you want to. Okay, awesome. Let's do it. We've got another show. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series show. We've got another season. It is season 2 of Rundown with Rosie. Let's do it. I'm Rosie Tapner and I'm going to be tracking all the key winners from the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series races, with all roads leading to California on the first weekend in November. Now, what is a Breeders' Cup Challenge Series race? Well, it's win and you're in. It's as simple as that. You win a Challenge Series race and you have a stamp ticket to the World Championships. There were 4 win and you're ins here at Royal Ascot. 2 of them were won by huge outsiders. Triple Time in the Queen Anne Stakes and Valiant Force in the Norfolk Stakes. We also had Mustadaff and Bradsill win in the Prince of Wales Stakes and the Kingstand Stakes respectively. I tell you what, let's go and have a recap.
Triple Time at big odds in the yellow will lead him at the Queen Anne in spiral, red, white and blue. Triple Time in the yellow, Triple Time and Neil Callan. Bradsill has the lead, Highfield Princess, the red and yellows are half length behind in second place, but Bradsill and Honeydall have won the Kingstand.
And it's Mustadaff and Jim Crowley in front and running on strongly. Mustadaff wins the Prince of Wales' Stakes.
As they race up towards the line, Valiant Force perhaps doing best far side, chased by Malcolm and Elite Status. It's Valiant Force that wins the Norfolk.
Mustadaff has been incredibly impressive and I've been really lucky to see him twice now in person. Once in Saudi where he won by miles, and then he came back here to Royal Ascot and he did it again and he was sensational. I caught up with some of the connections after the race.
Mustadaff out on the right beam to make headway. Baybridge trying to thread his way through.
Just a thrill when I looked back on the bend and I thought my eyes were deceiving me how well he looked to be travelling. You couldn't look at the quality of that field and say you expect to beat them by 4 lengths.
Luxembourg up against the running rail trying to fend a ball off. Here's Mustadaff moving through to challenge. Dayar is back in third and Mustadaff has come sweeping through to take over. They've got 100 yards to cover and it's Mustadaff and Jim Crowley in front and running on strongly. Mustadaff wins.
You know, earlier on in the year he was running in February in Saudi and he won that race very well. You know, it wouldn't have been as strong a race as today. I had a steeper field as today, but he won that in fantastic style. And his next run was in the Shima Classic over 1.5 miles, which is slightly beyond his trip. And obviously he was taking on sort of the best horse in Japan they've seen for a very long time, Equinox, who is a bit like trying to take on Frankel. You know, he ran a good race to be third to him. And obviously I'm going to break it off that, and he's come here, and he runs well fresh as we know, and he seemed to be in good order beforehand. Jim settled him on the outside there and kicked off the bend when he needed to, and he said put it to bed fairly quickly.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the winners' enclosure. In the Shadwell colours, it's Mustadaff and Jim Crowley.
The only thing I was worried about the American horse is that that he might not take me far enough into the straight, or Mike Prospero, who's tracking him. So I made a move a little bit early than I would like to have done in the straight. Possibly maybe a too soon, but like I said, he put the race to bed very quickly, like he did in Saudi. You know, he kicked off the bend in Saudi and it was game over, and it was much the same today. We know where we are now with him. He's 10 furlongs, fast ground, and there's so many more options for him. I mean, races like Juddmonte and later on in the year, you know, he'd probably stay 2 turns in a Breeders' Cup or something, but we'll worry about that at the time. But like I said, today is a lovely day.
This season is Frankie Dettori's last in the saddle, and to celebrate the Breeders' Cup 40th anniversary, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look at his most memorable wins at the World Championships. First up, it's Saeed bin Surur. Frankie's longtime partner at Godolphin, who had some lovely words to say about their win together with Delamy in the 1999 Breeders' Cup Turf.
In the gate. And they're off.
Hard to find a jockey like Frankie. He was like, the best quality of horses running in the Breeders' Cup Turf that year. And I talked to him about the instruction before the race, and he was amazing. And I said to him, "You're going to win, no problem with this, but I want you to win clear."
Delamy has a spot at the inside ninth, and Unite's Big Red is 10th, and the early trailer is Dreamwell. Delamy is racing 5th, and he's enjoyed a perfect trip so far, hugging the hedge and saving ground the whole way.
Frankie is professional. He can ride in any race, in the turf, in the dirt, and sprint, and stair races, in any race you want him to ride. And he knows when the horse is ready to run or not.
And Delamy now has daylight. He's threaded his way through. He's 4th and in between horses. Delamy is sweeping wide, and Royal Anthem is in between those two. They are set down for the drive. Butch Boy defending a championship, and he is a tenacious champion. Here comes Delamy, unleashing an explosive rally, and Royal Anthem lengthening his stride. But Delamy runs by them all, and Delamy will win it going away. Delamy by 3. Wow, what an animal. Delamy sitting in mid-pack, and he cut loose in the final 2 furlongs here for an impressive victory.
Hard to find a jockey to tell you about the horse after the race or in the morning. It's very important for horse racing worldwide. When I used to travel with him, like in airports, people, they love him. They know him everywhere in the planes, the airport, wherever we go. And we travel. He's amazing jockey. People, they will miss him. We will miss him, big time.
A horse that's going up and up in the world is the world's best racehorse, Equinox. Did you see him in Japan? If not, take a look at this.
Hi everybody, I'm Christophe Lemaire. I just won the Takarazuka Kinen at Hanshin Racecourse on Equinox, the #1 horse in the world. We are going to watch the replay and analyze this race. So let's watch the start. The horse broke well, but the second step was not very good, and he stumbled a little bit, so he couldn't really get a good position. A lot of horses coming from the outside went quick in front and in front of us, and I found Equinox a bit stressed by all these horses around him. So I preferred to pull up a little bit and to leave him alone the early part of the race. In the first and second corner, there was some fight between horses, and lucky I was not in the middle of the mess. Today the track was very soft and very bad on the inside, and I had to let Equinox to find his own rhythm. We were behind good horses. Justin Palace, who was second favorite, and we had the Yutaka Take's horse on our outside. I thought that these horses could bring us to a good position coming to the straight. In the third corner, Yutaka Take made the move, but it was a bit early for me, so I stayed behind Justin Palace. Justin Palace is a 3,000 meter horse, very good horse, the 3,000 meters, and he took time to accelerate, so I had to come over him on the outside. A bit too wide, I recognize, but at least we were in the good ground, and from that point Equinox used his beautiful stride as he did in the Tenno show, in the Harry Makinen, and in Dubai. He won by half length, I think. It was not an easy race. I knew that this inside course in Hanshin is a very tricky one, especially with soft ground like this. So bon, I'm happy we get the victory. This is the most important. I was not very hard on Equinox. Hopefully we'll come back safe from that race. But what is sure is that he's one more time a Group 1 winner at top level, and this is the most important. And hopefully from autumn he will find a better condition to show his class.
So from Equinox to another Japanese headline act in Songline, there has been a lot of Breeders' Cup Challenge Series action already this year around the world. Let's take a look at some of the stars on show so far.
In front, Sodashi finds it. Can Damien Lane keep her going? He is at the moment. Sodashi stretching. Late flying is Songline. Songline, Sodashi. They hit the wire. Heads up, heads down.
Comienza a cortar distancia Luca con Mamalili por fuera. Últimos 100 metros. Sigue acortando distancia Luca. Mi elegido le ventaja Luca alcanzando. Al parecer triunfaría Luca sobre mi elegido. Tercera Mamalili, cuarta.
The two-length lead. Iridale, Hong Kong Harry on the far outside. It's Exalted holding on. Exalted is a Grade 1 winner.
But it's Cody's wish, and this beautiful racing story continues with this terrific racehorse. He has now won 6 in a row.
So with Equinox's win in Japan, he has his spot in the Longines Breeders' Cup turf, alongside Mustadaff. Wouldn't that be an epic clash? Onto the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic, in which Stephen Foster winner West Will Power and Japan's Lemon Pop are the two runners with automatic entry into the $6 million race. The FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile has 5 win and you're in slots filled, with top-class Japanese mare Songline and Queen Anne winner Triple Time the latest to state their case. Songline also has a berth in the Maker's Mark Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, after her win in the Victoria Mile. The Distaff division is hotting up after Stone Street Stables' Clairiere secured her spot in the Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff.
Well, that's it for episode 1, season 2. As you can see, we are celebrating here at Royal Ascot, but we're looking forward to so many more win and you're in races, including the Haskell at Monmouth, the King George here at Ascot, the Sussex Stakes at Glorious Goodwood, and the Bing Crosby at Del Mar. If you want any more information, head to breederscup.com/challenge, and we will see you back here for episode 2 very soon.